Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Inside Icon, and with me is Min. Min, how are you today?
Good. Another month.
Excellent. Another month. I know it's been a big one. Lots been happening. Just before we dive into the nitty-gritty, Min, let's do a check-in. How are you? How are you and the month of October been?
Yeah, the month of October, a month goes by so quickly. Um, it just feels like yesterday I came back from Korea,
Hmm.
and that's already been a couple of months or a month and a half already. So, yeah, time flies,
Yeah.
and it's been very busy, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, well, look, Min, let's dive into it, to the thick of it. So I'm gonna hit you with some hard-hitting questions right off the bat. First thing, one of the sentiment around the community and what they're asking is a bit of insights into what efforts we are making to gain more visibility for xCall and Icon, and more specifically xCall. So, do you want to share your thoughts, some of the thoughts, and some of the things that are going on in the background for that to happen?
Sure. Oh man, a lot obviously has happened in terms of actually getting things shipped and out. So a lot of exciting things happening, obviously. I just want to kind of take a step back and say that I think a lot part of the changes that we've made within the our organization and even external parties like the workflow, a lot of those changes that we made back in like September. um, I think uh, for one was to revamp a lot of the business development efforts. And um, yeah, I think, for example, as we have integrated, IBC, we have dedicated a lot of people working uh, with some of these partners in the IBC ecosystem, like for example, attending Cosmos focused events. So I think on the business development front, a lot has been happening. But of course, like on the xCall product side, we've been launching. We've launched xCall on Archway mainnet. We've recently launched on Neutron mainnet, and things are just moving along very smoothly. So I think our team has been very excited about all of those. Um, yeah, and I guess on the um, just to add to that, xCall is currently being used, which means that we are now starting to get back into uh, doing more PR. Our team has been working very closely with some of the PR firm, and we have some content that's been published on some websites. So, and on top of that, I think we've been experimenting and testing with paid advertising for xCall. So in the background, there's a lot happening at the moment around xCall and xCall related products.
Okay, cool. Yep, good to hear. That definitely is. I see that in the background. Uh, I think for me, like, a realization has been there's stuff happening that some of the things that you just can't, tweet about or message or, put out there. So it feels like things aren't happening. But like you said, we had a presence at Cosmos, which has led to quite a lot of conversations with various Cosmos chains, and in general,
Mhm.
the reception is very positive. I don't know, people in general just get excited when you say Icon, IBC. That's all you need to say, and everyone in the IBC crowd is excited because another chain is integrating their solution. But then when they start hearing a little bit about xCall and stuff, they're actually quite fascinated and see the value add it gives, especially when it comes to some of the fragmented pieces in the Cosmos ecosystem that they're also trying to actively fix. So yeah, I think it's we're definitely in the right spot at the moment, and as you said. So okay, so that covers that section. Now, one of the unsung heroes, I'll say, that we
Mhm.
have, that people that maybe have put to the wayside, but is actively being worked on? Hana. And I wanted to actually, because I know you are also quite passionate about Hana, and you're enjoying its evolution and seeing it grow in terms of feature set and other aspects. But I guess that key part that we want is more adoption for the core product. But what are your thoughts around Hana, Min?
I mean, obviously, we're very high and very excited about Hana and the team, Hana or Hana. Um,
Yeah. Don't
um,
use my pronunciation. I'm mocked for
I
that.
no, I think both pronunciations fine. I you know, but we're very fortunate to have Hana team in our ecosystem, and um, they have so much passion and love for Icon and our community. So, needless to say, Hana has been a very crucial partner for us and for this entire project. And aside from that, I mean, we're very excited about what has been happening. Hana recently, uh, launched their Android version of the new wallet. They're definitely stepping up the game, supporting other chains such as EVM chains, Cosmos, Substrate, just to name a few.
Mm.
And they are continually going to add a diverse range of chains, and a lot of that will be in the background. In this infrastructure side, we'll have like xCall integrated as well to make the experience more natural or easier on the user side, right?
Yeah.
So I think Hana app itself can offer far easier user experience, especially for new users, when simple things like doing asset swaps, or where just swapping assets can be very, very difficult when you have to go into different websites, connect these wallets. It's a learning curve, right? And we want to
Mm.
make that extremely, extremely easy, integrating a lot of those experiences into one wallet. However, it's I know that there's a lot of wallets out there. You use a lot of other wallets out there, but you know, still there are hurdles, or these wallets, if you're not a technically savvy individual, then it might be, you know, more difficult to use. So I think Hana has experimented and learned to make that experience much, much like pleasant for new users. So I think um, just optimizing those features is has been very good, and we think this is going to be continually be a sort of a gateway for not just the Icon ecosystem, but for xCall and a lot of the other things that we will do in the future.
Yeah, agree. Actually, truth be told, Min, like Hana is my Hana is my go-to. That's my default wallet now, and I do.
Yeah,
So it's not just for Icon. I actually use it in all my Ethereum and everything I do in DeFi and stuff. I actually only use Hana because um, I found it once I made the switch from MetaMask, and this is not me shamelessly plugging, I genuinely feel this way. We've had some conversations, and
right.
I tell you this, like I stuck with it, and when I've gone back to MetaMask, I've actually struggled to use it, and as you said, I've used a few other wallets, and definitely, I know MetaMask has the most users, but after I've used a lot of the other solutions, I struggle to go back. I feel MetaMask is the most rigid and difficult from a new user perspective to
Mhm.
actually use when you're talking cross-chain usage, even multiple EVM chains usage. Just the fact that you have to switch networks and things like that just kind of um, railroads the
Yeah,
user experience. But yeah, and the swap thing is such a good call out, Min, because yeah, there are so many now. There's so many AMMs out there. Where do you go? Okay, you default to 1inch, or you go to an aggregate one, but even that has its own risks. You get to a site that you connect to that's not an official site, and there your funds are gone. So yeah, having it built into the wallet. And I recently saw, I haven't shared this with you, but I did see a revised UI for the swap experience, which makes it more streamlined. So I'm pretty sure that should get dropped very soon. And yeah, it's making some good inroads there. Agree, looks good. Hana, yeah, I've always been a fan. Okay, so with the Hana news now, let's get into the technical stuff, Min. And we did say today's, I don't know if we said this, Min, but we'll try to keep today's the month of October brief with just some hard-hitting facts. So technical update. You mentioned there's been a lot of news. So what have we got going on from the technical side of things?
Yeah, so it's always hard talking about some of this because I think we got to assume that some of the community members are new. But so if you're not new to the community and you have been checking updates, we've been obviously very focused on xCall, but of course, there's a little bit more to just being xCall. But we have a new milestone board that sort of shows everything that's being built today. So I think a lot of that could, benefit our community and, people who like to follow development in real time. And we try to make those things a lot more transparent and easier to follow. Obviously, we work very closely with our partners when we use our product. We usually like to be sort of in the forefront of, not just building these type of xCall like infrastructure, but we like to see it actually being played out, being used. So, Balanced Network has been a great example of, being sort of that product that showcases the xCall technology, but not only that, being one of the first use cases for xCall, and we've had very close relationship with obviously the Balance team, and we continually want to iterate by getting very useful feedbacks. So we want to ensure that we deliver on what Balance team wants to achieve. And obviously we've been talking and doing business development and hearing out what a lot of the other developers want to see. But at the end of the day, what we want is xCall to be the most easiest and a value contributor to the developers, right? That's sort of the end goal here, is make their lives easy, save them time when they want to achieve the goal of, in Balance's case, cross-chain, exchange, right? So I think everyone's going to love Balance implementation, getting these like cross-chain applications and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting of like some of these products that leverage like xCall in the future, and we're obviously very excited, and things are moving along very, very smoothly.
Min, do you know when Balance is going to launch?
This month, I mean, it's November, so I believe it's close. I'm not in the driver's seat here, but I would say, keep an eye out for some exciting updates with Balance. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's alpha enough this month, the month of November. Okay, great. So today we've covered, you shared some thoughts on what we're doing in the background for, xCall and how we're trying to get it adopted. We've talked about one of our partners that may have been, not getting as much love, Hana, but it has been getting love, but maybe people haven't realized it. And we've covered a bit of technical update, which you cover every month anyway in these. You give a bit of an insight, so there's no we don't need to just tell the entire tale. I think what you've said is exactly where we're at and what I would want to know, and community would like to know. So yeah. Anything else, Min? Some closing comments? Anything you want to talk about that you feel is we haven't discussed?
Um, I mean, obviously, there's always a lot to talk about when you think about trying to look back of things that I've been working on for about a month. Um, I mean, I continually go out and try to learn new things. And I think in the month of October, I've been to a couple of conferences, went to a few meetings, talked to some outside advisors, and
Mm,
you know, I am trying to put on my sort of a student, go back to being a student of uh, not only blockchain, but just technology in general to see what's out there. Um, I think generally I'm not an expert with artificial intelligence, but what I want to say is that our team, myself included, we're always looking into new opportunities, new technologies. There's been a lot of discussions around AI and blockchain.
mm,
Um, Again, I am very removed from all these AI hype. At a very high level, I understand what's out there, and there
mm,
are a lot of new products and business models that's being developed and being experimented around AI. And there's been a lot of talks around, okay, combine how do you combine blockchain and AI? Honestly, despite some of these excitement, I haven't really seen exactly like the value proposition when it comes to putting those things together. And but that does not mean that uh, you know I won't be out there and looking into things. So again, I'm not an expert, but I'm
mm,
learning.
mm,
We have some great outside advisors who are becoming experts in the AI space. One of the icon founders, one of my partner is, you know, very deep in the AI space. So
mm.
uh, he and we've been talking quite a bit about, some of the exciting things that are happening and how it might be applicable to what we use in the blockchain space, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so we're looking at these things at the moment.
Cool. Good to hear. I actually recently saw one of the guys who works, Eric, who works in does a lot of work on Bitcoin, has a bit of a following.
Hmm.
He tweeted about ChatGPT has enabled this on your mobile phone, this feature where you can talk to it. So rather than typing on the app, you can talk. It's like think Siri, but it's the ChatGPT version.
Yeah.
And his tweet was about like often when he's done for the day, he'll kick off a conversation in that mode with ChatGPT about just something he wants to learn about and just start having a conversation and it goes back and forth. And I found this quite fascinating. And recently I've started to do that. Like when I'm going driving, I'll activate it like I'm on a call and just have and learn of a different topic. So far, that's become my number one use case of AI education, self education.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's again various pockets, like the range of what AI could mean to our space could be incredibly large, right? Anywhere
Mm,
from user experience, like you said, making things easy for users, right? If you don't understand it, something you could simply ask, or we could go a little beyond that by automating a lot of those things, right?
mm,
Where we could use ChatGPT like function to send crypto or trade crypto, or
yeah.
you know get some information about some NFTs, for example, right?
Mm,
So like the learning process could be a lot easier. And then there's more complicating things like you know intellectual property. And the reason why, at the end of the day, blockchain is valuable because it can store like high value information, such as like such like NFTs, right? NFTs
mm,
are something that is seen as having a lot of value, and you would like to store that value in a blockchain, you'll be willing to pay a premium price to either trade or store that information on a blockchain so that it will never be, it would
Mhm.
always exist, right? So authenticity, authenticating, all that is very, very important. Um,
Mhm.
so, I think AI and those type of like IP could be is interesting. But I think that's where we're at right now. It's just at a very interesting level. But what it could come out from it, could be very, very different, and we'll see.
Mm. Okay, cool. Great to get your thoughts there, Min. I think that's it. We've kind of short, sharp, sweet. Thank you, Min, for joining us again and sharing your thoughts. And next month we have David, who it's already next month. It's November. It's the first of November for you, second for me because I'm future. And
Hmm.
yeah, David will take it. And yeah, thank you, Min.
Yeah, we're already near end of the year. Great talking with you. I love being here. It just makes my life much more efficient, just being able to talk to you. And we kept it short this time, so
Yeah.
hooray!
Great. Okay, take care, Min. We'll chat soon.
All right, bye bye.